Hello guys, and welcome again to another Move for Improvement. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do: like and subscribe. Today I'm going to be putting you guys through a kettlebell workout. Okay, now before we do any form of exercise, we have to warm up. With the kettlebell, there's special ways how you should be warming up to lubricate the joints. Some exercise you haven't come across before, and I'm going to take you through them. So the first one I'm going to be showing you is called the Bootstrap. The Bootstrap is going to stretch out the hamstrings as well as the lower back. So what you're going to do here, you're going to need a heavier kettlebell. So I'm using 20 kilograms. You're going to get your feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing forward. Just take a few steps away from the kettlebell. Sit into the squat, making sure your arms are fully extended, nice straight back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is lift my bum up from the floor until my legs are extended. So I'm feeling that stretch in my hamstring, looking between my legs, and I go back into the squat again. I'm going to do this for about 30 seconds, making sure holding on the outside of the bell like so. Not, my hands are not on top of it. Outside, arms fully locked. Extend, sit back into it, making sure as you come up, your legs are fully locked. Most of you guys may not be able to do this, but do what you can. Okay, for 30 seconds, and that's opening up my hip flexors as I'm sitting in this deep squat, and as I come up, stretching my hamstrings and my lower back, and that's called the Bootstrap. Okay, so after the Bootstrap now, I'm going to take you through something called the Spiderman twist, which is going to mobilize your hip flexors, and it's also going to open out the chest and the shoulders. So I'm going to demonstrate what I mean by this. I'm going to go into a high plank, so my hands are shoulder width apart, and this is the high plank. I'm in a straight line. What I'm going to do is plant my foot closer to the camera outside my left hand. Some of you guys may not be able to get your foot outside your left hand because you may have tight hip flexors. Once I've done that, my left hand lifts up and I twist out. This is called the Spiderman twist. Plant it back down, take the foot back into the position, keeping my butt down, and alternate. Again, you want to do this for 30 seconds. Really turn out to open up the chest and shoulders. As I said, most of you guys may be able to just stop here. Doesn't matter, you're still working your hip flexors. To start, 30 seconds work. Once you've done that, we'll move on to the next one, and that's called the Spiderman twist. So after the Spiderman twist, to open the hip flexors, we're going to now be doing something called alternative lunges, prisoner alternative lunges, where I'm going to lock my fingers together like so, and I'm going to plant it at the back of my head. But what I'm doing, I'm going to keep my elbows open throughout the whole entire motion. Just by having my hands at the back of my head with my fingers locked together, this is helping them to open up my shoulders, which is at the back of me and at the front of me. Also good for my lower back. The lunges are going to help me with my hip flexors, my glutes and hamstrings, okay? And quads, which is the muscle above your kneecaps. So lock the fingers together, place it over your head, feet slightly narrowed apart. You're taking one step and the leg will bend into 90 degrees. Through the whole entire motion, keep those elbows open. Don't get into the motion of closing them as you take a step forward. Okay, looking straight ahead. Once again, this is for 30 seconds. You may lose your balance like me. Get back on the horse. I can feel it in my lower back and my shoulders, as well as my quads, hip flexors, glutes, hamstrings. And you do that for 30 seconds. Do the next warm-up, mobility warm-up we're going to do is called the side-to-side lunges. Okay, so what's going to happen here, you're going to sit back into the left position, kicking the hips back, folding the hips until this leg is fully extended, which is my right. Come back in the center, push the bum back, fold from the hips, like so. Always making sure to keep the opposite leg straight and the other one bent. Come back in the center. There we go. Center. 30 seconds work again. As you're doing this as well, you want to be keeping your chest up, meaning in other words, you're not being bending from the waist. So a lot of most individuals, they will do, we don't want that. We want to keep the chest up, looking straight ahead. So center. Notice, as you can see, my hips are folding, my bum is going back. Center. Center, keeping that chest up. Once again, guys, have a timer to time yourself for 30 seconds. Then once you've done the 30 seconds, get about 15 seconds rest because it's a warm up. You don't want the rest to be excessive. Get 15 seconds rest and do the next exercise that's coming up. So for the final kettlebell warm up, you're going to need something like, say, a 6 to 8 or even probably lighter kettlebell to do this warm up. This one's called a halo, where it's going to work to lubricate your shoulders and also your core. So what you want to do is grab the kettlebell where the bottom of the bell, which is the bigger part, is facing upwards. Okay, you want to be upright, shoulder width apart of the feet. So I'll show you the side profile. And all you're doing, you're making a circle around your head without tucking the chin in and moving the body. The only thing that is moving is your arms doing those massive circles. Okay, so as you go behind the head, the kettlebell, the big part of the kettlebell goes back to the bottom. As you go around it, it comes back up. Notice I'm looking ahead all the time. So I'm going to do about 15 seconds on my right side, looking straight ahead, like so, big circles, really getting those shoulders to be warmed up. Then after 15 seconds is over, I'm going to do 15 seconds on my left side. Stop in the center. This is called a halo. Big circles. Don't move the head at all. Big circles. Okay, so 15 seconds on the right, 15 seconds on the left, keeping the body standing tall, nice spine, shoulder width, and you're just making those big circles around your head, which is called a halo. Once you've done that, guess what? The workout actually begins.